After 3 days of intensive testing in Bahrain, Formula One drivers have gathered a wealth of valuable data that is now being analyzed by engineers. The goal is clear: to maximize the potential of the latest generation of ground-based cars. With just 2 weeks to go until the Australian GP, each team is racing against the clock to perfect their strategy and performance. One of the teams attracting the most attention is Ferrari, who are said to be preparing a major surprise with a significant update to their SF25. Will these changes bring Ferrari back to the top of the competition? Let's dive in. Recent reports and rumors suggest that Ferrari are preparing to launch their first major upgrade of the season, which is expected to give them a significant advantage over the competition on track. The Maranello-based team have been working non-stop since their first simulator test, conducting extensive analysis to understand the aspects that need improvement. The pre-season tests in Bahrain provided further insight into the performance of their car, revealing areas that still need to be improved so that the SF25 can perform at its best in the upcoming races. While Ferrari's latest car has shown the potential to be competitive, there are still some obstacles to overcome, particularly in terms of braking. During testing, the SF25 recorded a speed difference of several kilometers per hour compared to McLaren's MCL39 under braking, indicating that there are still aerodynamic and mechanical aspects that can be improved. Ferrari's engineering team is now working hard to find the best solution to reduce this gap, both by adjusting the braking system and by optimizing the car's weight distribution. One of the most significant changes made to the SF25 is the modification of the front axle. Ferrari decided to move the center of gravity forward to improve the stability and performance of the car in sharp corners. This change is expected to be especially beneficial on tracks like Albert Park in Australia, which require a car with better maneuverability and a high level of responsiveness at the front of the car. McLaren proved to be one of the most consistent teams in pre-season testing, showing great potential to compete at the front of the field this season. Lando Norris impressed with consistent times and exceptional performance in race simulations. This suggests that the MCL39 has very good balance, both in terms of aerodynamics and chassis setup. McLaren's reliability has been one of the key factors that has caught the attention of analysts, especially since the team seems to have overcome the obstacles it faced last season. However, a different challenge awaits in Melbourne, which is known as a track with unique characteristics and higher temperatures compared to the Bahrain test. These weather factors can significantly change the dynamics of the race, especially in terms of tire management and pit stop strategy. The team must be prepared for faster tire degradation and the possibility of mid-race strategy changes. In addition, competition from other teams such as Ferrari and Mercedes will be a real test for McLaren at the start of the season. On the other hand, Red Bull remains a big question mark, although they are still favored to dominate this season. The RB21 does not show any major changes on the outside compared to its predecessor, but various reports have stated that the team has done a lot of work behind the scenes, especially in improving the cooling system and aerodynamic efficiency. These changes are expected to give Max Verstappen an advantage in maintaining his dominance on the track. Unlike last year, Max Verstappen and Liam Lawson did not run a full race simulation during the Bahrain test. This decision has led to speculation about the team's readiness for the first race of the season in Melbourne. Is Red Bull deliberately hiding the true performance of the RB21? Or are they still in the refinement phase before they really show their full power? All these questions will be answered when the green light is given at the Australian Grand Prix. What is clear is that the battle between McLaren and Red Bull will be one of the highlights of the season. If McLaren can maintain their consistency and speed, it is not impossible that they could pose a serious threat to Red Bull's dominance. However, history has shown that Red Bull and Max Verstappen have the ability to adapt quickly and face various challenges with a mature strategy. The Mercedes team continues to strive to close the performance gap with their main rivals in Formula One this season. With the presence of the W16, their latest car, the Brackley-based team has shown quite significant improvements. Throughout pre-season testing, the driver pairing of George Russell and Andrea Kimi Antonelli made promising progress. In fact, the W16 car completed the most laps over the 3 days of testing, indicating an increase in the reliability and efficiency of its engine and aerodynamics. However, the Mercedes team still faces challenges, especially in dealing with slow corners. This is not a new problem for them, as Mercedes cars experienced similar difficulties in the previous ground effect era. The team's engineers are now working hard to find the best solution to improve the car's performance in critical areas of the track. Russell admitted that McLaren are performing very well at the moment and could be a serious threat this season. However, Mercedes are not sitting idly by. They have managed to reduce the gap to the team that is identical to the color of papaya. With just 2 weeks to go until the Australian Grand Prix, the team continues to collect data from testing and analyze various technical aspects to ensure that they can compete at the front of the pack from the start of the season. Mercedes' success in catching up depends not only on the performance of the car, but also on race strategy and the ability to adapt quickly to new track conditions and regulations. With continued hard work and innovation, the team is optimistic that they can return to winning ways and compete with their main rivals such as Red Bull, Ferrari, and McLaren. The Australian Grand Prix will be a chance to prove just how far they have come and whether the W16 can deliver the performance expected. Ferrari finished last season as McLaren's closest competitor, an achievement that cannot be separated from the significant developments they made during the summer break. With various technical improvements and a more mature strategy, the Maranello-based team managed to close the gap to the top teams. Although the SF25 still has some shortcomings that need to be addressed, there is no great cause for concern. The car has shown positive signs since the first tests, and with thorough preparation, Ferrari has the potential to be a serious threat in Melbourne. One external factor that could change the dynamics of the race in Australia is the much higher air temperature compared to Bahrain. Temperatures in Melbourne can reach over 45 degrees Celsius, potentially affecting tire performance and overall race strategy. This factor could be an advantage for Ferrari if they are able to optimize their car settings to be more competitive in hot conditions. Conceptually, the SF25 is a very different car from its predecessor, the SF24. The Ferrari team has made major adjustments in several key areas to improve the aerodynamic load and efficiency of the car. One of the main problems with the SF24, the difficulty in maintaining performance at low temperatures, has now been overcome with changes to a more optimal load distribution and a new, more adaptive suspension system. In addition, Ferrari has also implemented a low to medium downforce wing design that has similar characteristics to McLaren, but is lighter than Red Bull and Mercedes. This shows that Ferrari have taken a different approach to increasing their competitiveness at a track with unique characteristics such as Albert Park. While there is still much to learn about the SF25's characteristics, early data suggests that the car has great potential to be competitive in Melbourne. The results of the simulator tests carried out in Maranello in recent weeks also indicate that Ferrari is on the right track in preparing the car for the challenges of the season opener. With the right strategy and maximum execution, Ferrari has a great chance of matching or even beating their rivals in the fight for the top position. Of course, everything has to be proven on the track. The competition in Formula One is always dynamic, and the other teams are not sitting still either. In order to start the season with the best possible performance, they have to prepare thoroughly. From the development of the latest technology to a more careful race strategy, every detail will be a determining factor in the fight for the top position. With all the developments that have taken place during the winter, Ferrari has every reason to believe that they can provide a big surprise in Australia. The Maranello team has been working non-stop on the SF25, perfecting aerodynamics and increasing power efficiency. Will the SF25 be the trump card that brings Ferrari back to the top? Let us know your opinion in the comments section.